Welcome everybody to the Orange County IDA Finance Committee meeting. The time is now
4:30.
I'm sorry, 4:30. Bill, roll call please.
Mark Green,
Present.
Jeff Crest,
Here.
Linda Muller,
Here.
Dean Tamburri.
Here.
All right, all committees are members are present. Staff, myself, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, and Billy Iverson here from Acquisitions Marketing on AV. We have our guests again, Neil Brian Sandwich and Anthony Rocco from the engine.
All right, proof of notice of
In your
this
packet.
meeting,
Yep,
duly
next page.
and properly provided.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right to the minutes from last time, April 24th. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a look. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll so move.
Thank you, sir. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's the transfer.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Hi, we're good. Carry on.
Okay. Well, next up is new business. Bill?
Terrific, okay.
Financials.
We're going into page 5, looking at the April income statement for OCIDA. Again, looking at the third set of columns under April 2024. The first sub-column there, actual. Starting right off with other income. That's the $8,150.69. That is CAM income that we recouped from our Warwick tenant for the accelerator. So that's going to be going away. So are our payments that we make to those utilities and such. And Kelly, what period does that cover? That was 20.
That was all of last year,
All
2020.
right, okay, great. So that's what that is. Second, subtenant rents, those are the rents from Scripted Fragrance at the Warwick Accelerator. Management fee income is the other side, of course, is what we just looked at, sharing the cost of both agencies. The interest earnings are the CD interest on these. And Kelly, actually, no, services at 276.
It's the building utilities that got charged to OCFC, or that came in from OCFC.
That shouldn't have been?
No, they should have been.
Oh,
That's
bill-
income.
Oh, building, yes, got it, okay. All right, we're still doing that. Okay, now moving to, so the total income for the month for OCIDA, $19,062.54. Then into expenses, bank service charge of $28.11. Into services, our fiscal audit, this is where I had trouble when we reviewed it a couple weeks ago, with the rows seem off. But this is,
That's because it's wrapped.
okay.
So that it's the bookkeeping, that's 2 months worth of $33.60.
Okay, thank you, okay. And then down into the 528.71 is insurance, a straight line there of that. And office supplies at 618.99. So I'm really still struggling with these rows, but that's a total administrative expenses of, no, I'm sorry, I missed the 655.19,
Travel.
which is,
Travel lodging.
yep, travel lodging, that's my registration for the next week's New York State EDC conference and mileage reimbursement. Total administrative costs of $5,191. And getting down into agency support, our audio-visual for acquisitions marketing here. Our usual marketing and PR, that's our radio, that's our social media, et cetera, et cetera.
Mid-Hudson News.
The Mid-Hudson News ad in there as well. And then the $100 is I don't know if that's two events, but those are
Association of the,
two
towns that you
associations
go
towns that I
to
went
in
to.
8 Hudson Valley Pattern.
Oh, right, okay, 2 different events, a breakfast and a dinner that I attended. So agency support expenses totaling $7,533.96. Below that, under projects and program expenses, our legal counsel, $32.64, and that is the grand total for that category. Moving into payroll, you see our employee benefits, our salaries and payroll, taxes and fees, totaling $29,049.64. Last is our building expenses, our rent, you're seeing continues to be that same figure, 6641.38. Utilities at 510.86. Our telephones and internet $400.55. and maintenance at $70.85. So building expenses totaling $7,623.64, Total expenses for the month, $52,662.24, and a net income of a loss of $33,599.70. That is the profit and loss statement for IDA for April.
Legal fees. Are they projected to go down soon?
Because you're looking at the year-to-date.
Well, I mean, I think we've cleaned up a few things,
We have.
and so I was just kind of curious if when that, things kind of dust settles. Or is that inconsistent, this is our legal fee, for the year?
I think, with what I think you're referring to, the things that we've done and kind of hurdles we've gotten over, I see your thinking that they would go down, but I would say we have new things, including our relationship with Anshin, that, we need kind of some extra work on that stuff, so. I'm not sure, but, I think we always feel like we have a lot of things ironed out, and then we're just always coming to something. Today was for example, a total digression about something with our bylaws that we just had to work with the council to make sure we're all on the same page and we've got it right. So I'm not sure I can fully answer that on the spot right now, Mark. I could do more projection if you like.
Nope,
frankly.
not at all, but you answered my question,
Okay.
so no need for anything else.
Okay. Next, you're seeing our transaction lists by vendor. I don't, see if there's anything I need to point out, because a lot will speak for themselves. 88 Studios, the website, we just started that. 1 of 3 payments, paying them a third up front. We got some business cards for the chairman, because he's working overtime for the IDA. So we might as well have him,
I'm handing them out.
Yeah, absolutely. We got him $250 because it was like $30 more than $100, but I bet he uses them. Acquisitions are our work with Billy and his team here. Buske Helstein, of course, our general counsel. Next is our document solutions, our printing and such. Then our credit card, that's M&T?
Yes.
Yes, that's the M&T card. Crystal Rock's our water, signage. We got 3 new banners for local labor monitoring, because we need them. We have these projects happening, so we have the signage out there saying that the jobs were created by us. Federal Express, just for some FedEx work. First Columbia, that's our cams and rent to our landlord. Harris Beach is, now that's the charge for our Paris reporting for 2023 and help with the audit prep. ITC is our network, our LAN here, and our telephones. KR Cleans, our cleaning. Land Associates, labor monitoring for the hotel in Wallkill, OC Hospitality. Mid-Hudson News is our advertising. Hamel Broadcasting, the radio spots that I'm doing, including the podcast, which we are ending now and going to be producing with acquisitions here. Town of Warwick, Water and Sewer, that's again an example of the cams that we pay in Warwick that will be going away, but so will the reimbursement, of course, that you saw as a revenue item today. WB Mason, our office supplies. Xerox, the other half of the, I'm sorry, Kelly, Xerox.
That's the renting of the actual Xerox machine.
Right, okay, the rest is our copy. And Zolte's is our telephone equipment lease. You see, as we've been providing the last couple of months, you see our credit card invoices here. This is for the M&T card that the previous page showed payment for. If no questions about that, we could move to page 8. Go ahead, there we go.
Did you put the interest charge calculation down there on purpose to show that we have no charges this month on interest?
Say yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Even better than asked, Kelly. Great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Little things.
Definitely. Noticed. Page 8. Looking at our cash. First at the top here, our investments. 12-month CD with Lakeland Bank at $5 million. 3-month T-bill with JP Morgan, $998,800. Sorry, Mark. I know you're missing those $200, right, for that one?
That does make me salty, but that was my fault.
Okay, well, we're getting there. Next, a 23-month CD for Connect One, and that, of course, matures in a week from today. So Kelly's already got that in the works. And then lastly, a 9-month T-bill at just shy of $2.5 million. Then down below to our checking accounts, the IDA operations account, $430,245. In our trust escrow account, of $78,847. And then lastly, the total of the above investments at just shy of $8.9 million, so totaling cash and equivalents of $9,408,356.
Question, Kelly. We have 430,000, we have that 7-8 in the escrow. We get some sort of very minor interest off of that, don't we?
The escrow,
Something.
a
One of
tiny
it.
bit on some accounts, and then we will, we give it to the project. That's part of their money.
Okay. Just because, back to Jeff's question about interest, so I noticed that, we got $200 of interest. So that money had to come from somewhere, I
From the
assume
checking
it's from the
account
checking
mostly.
account. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Because you had asked.
Sure,
So I
thank you.
wanted to make sure,
Yep.
before you asked me,
Yeah.
how come we have interest
Yeah,
when,
they're not all
before-
CDs.
Before you call me a liar.
Yeah.
So,
That's a
so,
good point.
do we want to talk real quick about this? Just to,
I think so.
so we've discussed this before. Next week, that Connect One comes due. And we're gonna let it sit for a month. And we'll marry it with the one right above it, that JP Morgan T-bill that comes due a month later on June 27th. We'll marry those two together, and we will come up with a, let me see, that one's, that'll be 3 months, that'll be 6 months. So in theory, either a 9-month or a 1-year CD at that point. So there's really nothing to discuss now other than the Connect One comes due next week. So there's nothing we can do now. We're gonna let it sit anyway until theoretically July 1st. And then marry it up with that JP Morgan. So it'll be a single investment of 1.4 mil.
And we're sure that the interest rate on the JP Morgan T-bill will stay the same at the time it's renewed?
Oh, no, we're not sure about anything as far as interest rates go.
Okay.
But that, so what, just so the steps, Connect One comes due, that money's gonna sit in the checking account for a month.
Mhm.
Then, when the JP Morgan Treasury bill comes due, we will then come up with a plan. My initial plan is a 9-month investment.
Okay,
This way it staggers, because we'll have, at that point on July 1st, the September 5th, the bottom one
Mhm.
of 2.5 million, it will be 3 months away from maturity. The very top one,
Yep.
Lakeland, will be 6 months away from maturity.
Yep.
And so therefore, to keep it every 3
Yep.
months, in case we ever did need the money for shovel ready or something.
I guess my
Mm-hmm.
question is we're not wedded to JP if the.
No,
if it-
absolutely
oh,
not.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely not.
Now, we'll go out and find out what the interest rates are
Okay.
for like 5 different banks.
We basically, we call it an RFP, frankly. Put it out to all the
Okay.
banks that are on our list of approved banks that qualify, and they can provide a
Okay.
collateralization of any of the assets over $250,000 as required by IDA.
Yep,
or
got it.
IDAs.
But just to give you one more piece on that, so we for Bill's term RFP it, we look at when they come back with, the different numbers.
Mhm.
We don't always just do the
The top.
best number, because we also try to diversify around. So if it's a nominal difference,
Mhm.
we might, like, let's say Lakeland came back as the best one, I might be hesitant putting all of that, because we
Right.
already have 5 million in Lakeland.
Mhm.
But if it's
Sizable.
sizable, then we'd have to have another discussion, but that's how we do the process.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions about that? Moving on, William.
Terrific. Shall we look for an approval of those financials? We did the other thing piece, and then we did the approval separate. You wanna just approve the financials, because this is separate, this vote would be.
Well, can I get a motion to approve the financials?
So moved.
A second? Okay, any questions or comments or thoughts that we should discuss?
Look good.
I think we're good. So can we get a vote, please? All in
Yes.
favor?
Aye.
4 in favor, none against.
Got it. Carries. Next, capitalization policy. Same story as what we discussed in OCFC. Would you like to seek a motion to approve this with a $7,500 cap?
Well, I guess
I'm sorry, capitalization policy,
Yeah.
that's not what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Holy cow, I'm mixing the two.
Yeah.
We don't need to do the recurring. This is the same as what we talked about, just for OCID.
Yes, so we separated them out. So, anyone would like to?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Excellent.
With the amendment, moving it from 5,000 to 7,500. No,
Not for
okay,
this
This is
policy.
sorry.
different.
I'm
This
sorry,
is,
I caused that confusion.
Yes.
This is not the recurring payment authorization. We already
Oh.
did that last month. We didn't do it for OCFC, so we're
Okay,
doing it.
so we're
But we
on-
do need to approve the capitalization
Page
policy
9.
for both, so it's your last page, I believe, in that packet.
Got it, okay.
It's as written, we're looking for approval.
Yeah, it was like the accounting was kind of like a cleanup or whatever.
Exactly, it was recommendation in our
Recommendation,
management letter from-
Something that, correct.
it was the
yeah,
one
got it,
thing,
got it, got
it was the one thing that was
One small
recommended.
Got it.
housekeeping item that they wanted
Okay.
us to pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll second it then.
A second, any conversations about this?
No, not for me.
All in favor?
I,
Opposed? We're good.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
We need to adjourn?
So wait a minute though, what about the reoccurring because of the cap amount? You didn't decide that. in
That's a
the
great idea,
IDA,
that's a
right?
great point. Should we redo that with the 7,500? Because you approved it last month without a cap until it went to the board and that was recommended.
Well, I guess that would, for me, would be a question then, is like, if we had in here recommended it to the full board at,
But that's what I was clarifying.
right,
is
and
that
then the full board has to approve it,
No.
correct, or no?
That's
Okay.
that's what Sue said, is that
Okay.
this finance committee can make that authorization.
But then I think we're here today, I think we should change it.
I think thank you for
Amend it to
catching that. That's a great
75, and then bring it to the board again, I guess.
We don't have to, we just tell them.
Correct. It's in your
Okay.
report.
I mean, that's,
I like that better, I like that better.
Synopsis.
we're trying to get more efficient.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to increase to 7,500 our
Reoccurring.
reoccurring expenses?
A cap on it, right? So-
Yeah, a cap of 7,500, recognizing that we might have a situation, but if it's that, then we really should
we'll look at
discuss
it
it.
here.
Yep,
I'll make that motion.
we have a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Terrific. So Mark, if you don't mind, in your report, if you both acknowledge for OCFC that we added it, and for IDA that it was approved or authorized, but for IDA, it was already approved, but you added the cap.
The 5,000 cap and the 7,500.
Correct.
I need to meditate for these meetings.
All right, anything else that anyone needs to talk about? Then
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4:48 PM.
We're out.